Do you know the Dave Darren Show? He used to be on terrestrial radio, but he got fired.
Here comes the boss fella now!
Dave Darren.
Hey guys, Dave Darren here. I have no idea how good this is coming out or if it's working. I also forgot to plug directly into my LAN. When I do that, I get a better bandwidth, so I'm not sure if it's going to break up for that particular reason, but nevertheless, I'm checking out YouTube. I got to move the show over from Facebook to YouTube. There's a lot of reasons for that, a lot of reasons. First of all, clarity of video seems to be a lot better with YouTube. YouTube is a video-based format where Facebook sort of isn't, and there's other reasons. People that come to watch the show, I see a lot of people saying that they can't hear the audio, and they got to reboot the browser to then get the audio back when they're on Facebook. But the primary reason is recently, last night I feel like I lied to my guest because I told them that recently over the past 5 shows, the viewership has gone up to approaching 2,000. Actually, the last show was over 2,000 viewers. So I took the statistics of the last 5 shows and I told them we get about 1,200, 1,300 viewers. Last night we got 200 and some viewers. And I'm not quite sure why, except I know that there's anomalies with Facebook all the time. And I know that from my prior music show where I was getting 10,000, actually one show got 30,000 views. I was getting between 12 and 15,000 views per music show. Then all of a sudden Facebook changed their algorithm. And then I was getting about 3,000, 4,000 views. And it happened all of a sudden, but it consistently was going down to 3,000 or 4,000 views. Consistently. Whereas before it was consistently 12,000 views. So Facebook does all these things because obviously they want you to spend money. It's a company. If I own the company, I would probably want to have some people that are putting all of their video content up there, which is taking up a lot of space. I would want revenue for that space that I've got to now partition out to a bunch of people who are just putting videos out there which aren't really contributing to the life force of Facebook. So I do get that. But there's a couple things I don't get with Facebook. And these are a couple things that happened. I ran a video, the music video, and I put it on a bunch of groups just like I do here for the extraterrestrial show I do. I put it out there on a bunch of groups like I usually did, and suddenly I got Facebook saying that I was sending out spam to some of these groups. So they pulled the video from those particular groups. And they also blocked me. So in other words, I was put in Facebook jail is what they call it, I think for 6 days. So I was unable to post videos for that 6-day period. So I went and I went to Facebook, and you can appeal. And I appealed the fact that they pulled the videos off of the specific groups because the groups allowed me to post the videos out there. And no one complained about the videos, and Facebook came back and apologized. They actually sent me an apology letter, which of course is a form letter, electronically sent, and they enabled those videos to be reposted to the groups that were taken down. I guess they must have some kind of flag in there where they actually make it so that it's not visible, and then when they decide to turn it back on again because your appeal was successful, they don't repost it or relaunch it. They probably just make it then viewable, right? So then it was viewable. But the interesting thing is that they never removed my 6-day block. So they still punished me, even though they apologized. And then they had the goal to send me their marketing material saying I could reach another 120,000 people if I spent this much money by boosting the actual video. So in other words, they accused me of spamming, and they removed me from the groups, banned me for 6 days. Then they added me back to the group once they realized I wasn't spamming, but they didn't remove my 6-day block. And then they sent me something which was spam from them to spend money to promote my video by boosting it. So they accused me of spamming. They removed my posts from the groups. They put them back when they realized that they were wrong. And then they spammed me with a promotional effort to try to get me to spend money to promote my show with the boost button. So, you know, it's just a whole mess with Facebook. And I just really choose to not deal with them anymore because it's just a hassle. It's just a constant, if you get on Facebook and you look at the Facebook homepage, which I don't do anymore, it's just a constant war. It's just a constant political nightmare. It's a political, what do you call it? That doesn't matter. It's a political mess. So I don't go on there for that reason. Then you see people saying that their point of view is not getting out there because Facebook has a specific agenda. So I don't really know if that's true. But then the other thing is you try to contact Facebook. Like I try to physically contact and understand how the boost works. Because I actually was spending some money to boost some of my music shows. Not a huge amount of money, like $20 per show over a course of a month. So I would spend, like, if a month had 5 weeks in it, I would spend about $120 a month boosting the show. Not a big amount of money. Of course it's not a big amount of money. But I wasn't seeing the success that I was hoping to see because I was going to ramp it up to 20, 30, 40. I was going to ramp it up and start spending a decent amount of money if I could have gotten more viewership on the Facebook show I did for music. So then I contact Facebook, and of course there's no response. So they are probably thrilled to have people not understand how the format works so that they get a bunch of people spending money on boosting, spending it ineffectively, and they don't teach you how to do it, and they don't correspond with you on how to do it. They will send you spam to try to get you seduced into boosting and spending money. But then when you go ask them a question to figure out how it works, how you can best manage it, how you can best target, they don't respond at all. So it feels like they would just rather have you spend the money silently without them responding to you or giving you any hints of what to do. And then finally, when you get through your individual trials, tribulations, and efforts and failures, then maybe you'll figure out how to do it correctly. But in the meantime, you spent a bulk amount of money, however amount of money you spent, in complete error and complete lack of ability to make it work for you. So that's why I got to move off of Facebook to YouTube for a variety of reasons I just mentioned to you. That's all I got. I'm going to get away from now, and we'll see how this works. We'll see how it... Actually, there's some people watching right now, which is interesting. Maybe they came here because of Facebook, because I did promote the YouTube video I'm doing right now on Facebook. So maybe some of my Facebook viewers checking out the YouTube show. There is one negative. It seems like YouTube's chat is not as effective as Facebook's chat. But for all the negatives, oh, Ren's here. So see, Ren, he's on. So Ren, I'm not sure. You're from Facebook, correct? At least I hope so. If you can post that you are, that'd be kind of cool. And I'll post something out here. I'll say hi all. And Chris is here. So Curtis is here because Facebook is secretly a government-owned entity. You know, I don't know what Facebook is except it's a nightmare. It really is something that it's aggressively rude. It really is aggressively rude, and it seems like the ownership of that establishment is kind of in-your-face rude. And like I said earlier when I started the video here, I do understand the point of view. How's it going? People said, "Hey Dave," but now it's popping up as a 2012 AZ Freedom. How's that? Oh, Mike Denser, how's it going, man? I couldn't see who you were because it came up with a numeric thing. It says 2012. Just so you know, Mike, it's saying in the chat here, it says 2012 AZ Freedom. So that's what it says, and I didn't know it was you until you mentioned who it was. So evidently it is working. If I put YouTube out there, and if I put a link to the YouTube show I'm doing right now on Facebook, you guys can actually join the YouTube show. And like I said, there's a lot of reasons I prefer YouTube. YouTube is the premier product for videos. Obviously, everyone has got significant videos or whatever they got, they put it on YouTube. They don't put it on Facebook. It's on YouTube. Facebook is out there as a product for social media, and that is about it. It's not really out there for the prime purpose of people doing videos. It's not. Like I said, the other reason I got to get out of Facebook is, and there's a bunch of them. I have viewers that come on and they say that they don't hear the audio. And then I didn't know what the solution was. I guess someone said to them, reload the browser. They did, and then the audio comes back. So that was successful, but it was still a glitch in Facebook. And like I said, recently I've been getting about 1,200 to 1,500 viewers to the Facebook live show. And that was over the course of 5 weeks. I do track this stuff, by the way. So then when I got yesterday's guest on, I told him, I said, well, typically the show gets about 1,200 to 1,500 views. The previous show got 2,000 some hundred views, which is pretty cool. So I told him, I said, it gets about 1,200 to 1,500 views. He gets on with me last night. Now, if he goes on there and sees the amount of views that show got, he's going to see 200 views. So what's he going to think? He's going to think this. He's going to think Dave lied to me to get me seduced to come on the show, thinking I was going to get my message out to nearly 2,000 people. Dave lied to me because he really has a viewership of 200. So he's going to think badly of me because of some anomaly that took place with Facebook yesterday, which limited the amount of views I got. And I noticed this. Let's see. Ren says you're getting a lot more views these days. Don't forget about us. I don't intend to forget about you. Hopefully you can all realize that you can come over to YouTube, and I'll still promote the YouTube live show using the Facebook event invites. And I'll remind you guys that the show is now on YouTube. So I don't intend to back off of all the people that have supported me. You guys have done a great job supporting the show. And obviously, I always say this repeatedly, this is not my show. This is me knowing how to use the technology to produce a format that you guys can all participate in. So this has actually nothing to do with me whatsoever. It has everything to do with the guest and the viewers. So this has nothing to do with me at all. And the fact that I'm moving from Facebook is the reasons I started telling you. The other reasons is like I said, I promised a guy that I didn't promise him. You can never promise anyone an amount of viewership, listening. If you have a newspaper or a TV show, even if it's like Cheers, you can never promise that a specific episode is going to get this many viewers. It's impossible, right? But the dramatic difference of a 90% drop of yesterday's show versus the typical 5 weeks that it's been running at over 1,000 views, 1,500 views on average if you average it all out. And then last night got 200 views. Something happened to skew that so that the amount of views was pathetic. So like I said, the guy either thought that I was lying to him to get him to appear on the show, which is a real douchebag thing to do. I try not to ever lie to people in fact, everyone I've tried to get on the show, when I send them an invitation to come on the show, because we got the, the International UFO Congress coming into Phoenix, Arizona. So I've contacted all those people, including George Knapp, to try to get him to come on the show. Now, when I even when I messaged George Knapp, I told him I got a new show. It started in March. And I said, I even say in there, I will not lie to you. The show gets about 1,200 to 1,500 viewers. And that was not a lie. That was a fact over the course of the last 5 weeks of shows. Now, all of a sudden, it backs down to 200. So I've got egg all over my face with the long hair. I got egg all over my face because it appears that I lied to some guy to get him seduced to come on my show, thinking he's going to get exposed to 2,000 people, yet he was exposed to 200 people. And it looks pretty pathetic on me because of the format, because of Facebook. Because eventually, I think really what they do is either they have a technical glitch or they've got a scenario going out there like they did with my music show, where eventually if you don't go and start spending money with Facebook, they will cut you short. And the reach of your program will go to less and less people unless you start spending money. And like I said, I did spend money with Facebook when I did the music show, except I could not see value or return investment on the money that I was spending on Facebook. I contacted Facebook to ask them for some little tips, pointers, and of course, because I'm not spending $1,000 a month, they're not going to take me as someone that they're going to be interested in corresponding with. So I got silence. I got crickets. So then I stopped spending money with them, and I stopped doing the music show anyway. And I'm back here doing this show. Now all of a sudden it seems like they're putting the clamps on me because I'm not spending money with them via boosting the show, spending money to get the show out there, reaching more people based upon spending some bucks. And the other problem is, like I said, when I was doing the show before, the music show, actually there was an episode that actually I did the same thing I do here on the terrestrial radio show, the extraterrestrial show I do here. I posted to a lot of groups, the Art Bell Experience group, the Time Travel group. I put the show out there and I share it to about 20 some groups. I was doing that with the music show. And then one show I got that they said to me, via email. Of course, it's all computerized stuff. It's nothing personal at all with these guys. There's no evaluation of really an individual because they can't do it with the amount of customers they got, so I can understand that. But they send me a form saying that I'm removed from 6 groups, I believe it was, because I was spamming these groups. So you go in there and you can appeal it. I won the appeal, but actually in parallel to also removing me from the 6 groups, the post I put out there of the music show, they also suspended me for 6 days. I could not post at all on Facebook for a 6-day period. I was put in what's called Facebook jail. So when I appealed it, I won the appeal. They sent me an apology saying that they apologized, they reviewed my post, realized it wasn't spam is what they called it, and allowed the post to be republished on those 6 Facebook group sites. However, they did not remove my 6-day Facebook jail. And I contacted them. I said, you guys sent me an apology, yet I'm still in Facebook jail. And of course, I heard crickets and silence, nothing. I had to wait for the 6 days to expire before I could post again. But the ironic thing was they sent me something saying, Dave, if you spend so much money, I forget what it was, you can reach 128,000 people if I hit the boost button. So in other words, they blocked me for 6 days on Facebook. They removed 6 of my posts from the Facebook groups saying that they were spam. Yet Facebook spammed me to spend more money hitting that boost button. So they spam me and they're accusing me of spamming, and they're spamming me, and they put me in Facebook jail, removed my posts to the groups, yet they're still spamming me. Now, what am I going to do? Spend money hitting the boost button on a program that's no longer available for me to reproduce for the next 6 days? So of course I'm not going to. And the arrogant people, they really are arrogant. They are really arrogant. They're not. When did you ever spend money someplace and not understand what you're getting? When did you ever do that? Never. Probably never. And that's why I refuse to participate in Facebook. That's why I got to move the show from Facebook to YouTube. I'm not going to drop out. I'm going to publicize that the show has moved to YouTube. I'll probably do that for another 2 months just to make sure that everyone that is familiar with the show on Facebook doesn't find it no longer available, and where did it go? It vanished. So at least for 2 months, I'm going to publish the YouTube link on Facebook so you know where to find it. And maybe I'll do it indefinitely. Who knows? Probably is a good idea to do that. Just promote the show on Facebook, but not utilize their tools for producing Facebook live shows. The video is also supposedly better on YouTube. I'll find that out. A couple negatives is that right now some people are chatting. Ren is Autumn. I kind of remembered that, sort of. So I do see, for instance, right now I'm reading the chats on YouTube. So I'm reading, Autumn says he's on. Autumn says it's working. Then I got something from Curtis. I got something from Mike Denzer. Let's see, anyone else join here? Just you guys, because it's obviously, this is not my usual airtime anyway, so I'm not expecting a lot of people to find me. But one of the negatives with YouTube is that, see all these chats that are coming on now where Mike says hi, then he puts his name, who he is, and he says hi NRO. Then he says I have you too. So a lot of people are posting things here on the chat. Facebook's chat works better because I notice once I stop and I hit the end of this stream on YouTube, this chat session, all these people that type stuff out, I think it kind of vanishes. And I can't believe that's really unusual. Now you go on the YouTube show and you can put comments, as everyone's used to. Whenever you go on YouTube, you have an ability to post comments. But the live chat that I'm seeing right now, I don't know where this goes. It seems like almost it vanishes. So I'll have to see if there's a way of replicating this so that because the chats are important because you guys chat amongst each other. I chat back to you and I respond to what you say, and I want to still be able to do that. But it seems like this kind of vanishes and goes away, which is a real negative. So we'll see what happens. I got to experiment with the chat. But seriously, I got to get away from Facebook before it drives me nuts. And let's see. I wish... Autumn says, I wish you could stream on Facebook and YouTube. There is a way to get the live chat on YouTube. Well, the live chat is actually working right now on YouTube because I'm reading what you just posted. But like I said, when I hit the end stream, which is in the top right-hand corner, it seems like all of the chat disappears, and I'm not sure where it goes. And I was looking for, Mike says there may be a chat archive. I was looking for a chat archive. I was looking all over for buttons that you press and says chat and archives because of, well, first of all, it should be easier to find, right? Because you can't expect people that aren't the producers of the YouTube show. You know, I'll go in and I'll do a search for it. I'll figure out where the chat is. I'll try to find it, although I couldn't find it as of yet. I can't expect the viewers to really go through all that effort to try to find the chat part of YouTube. Now, if I can make it easy, then obviously that's probably a really good thing to do. Let's see. Mike says, check in your dashboard. I did. I checked in my dashboard too. Now, I'll check more because I tried this about 2 months ago, and I decided not to do it and just continue with Facebook. Now, after last night's show, where I feel like I'm a liar to the guest that came on, because instead of giving him at least 1,000, 1,200 views, I got him 200 views. So I look like a guy that scammed him. Legitimately, I look like a guy that scammed him to come on the show, promising him more views than he got. So he's probably thinking in his mind that if he meets me at the International UFO Congress, he's probably going to come over to me. Instead of shaking my hand, he's probably going to have an argument with me and say, Dave, I spent an hour of time with you at 3 o'clock in the morning because it was in the UK. And he was gracious enough to give me his time at 3 o'clock in the morning because it's an 8-hour difference. He came on live, he didn't come on pre-recorded, to get his message out to over 1,000 people that I told him I typically get on the show. And now he was up at 3 o'clock in the morning till 4, talking with me to get his message out to 200 people. Not to say that you guys are insignificant, and I don't mean to say that at all, but I promised them more significance in terms of numbers. And he didn't get the numbers. So he's probably angry with me. And he should be, because he spent time with me at a ridiculous 3 o'clock in the morning, and he got nothing from that. Really, he didn't get what he was promised. And I broke my promise to him. And I don't know why. It seems like there was a failure with Facebook yesterday, or a limitation of me that's going to get continued. So should I go on later on today and do a Facebook show and see what the limitations are? I don't even feel like messing with Facebook anymore at all. So I'm not going to do any more Facebook live shows. All the Facebook live shows are streaming now on my YouTube channel. I will post a link to the show on Facebook so you know it's there. I'll put the event invite so you know who the guest will be and you know the airtime of the show and all that. But you will unfortunately now have to click the button to go over to YouTube or become a subscriber on my YouTube channel so you get notified anyway. There's also another thing that's good. Before you launch the YouTube live stream, you actually get the link before you press the go live. With Facebook, you don't get the link until you press the go live. Then you can grab the link and then you can post it on all of the groups. With YouTube, I get the link before I hit the go live, so I can capture the link, I can put it on all the Facebook groups ahead of time before the show actually goes live. So it enables me not to stress out and have to post the link on all the groups I do while the show is running, because that's a nightmare. So I get one less nightmare as well doing the YouTube show. So you know what, guys, that's all I got here. This was just an experiment. We'll see how it goes. But it's got to go away from Facebook. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Facebook is an enemy. Basically, really, it is an enemy. And it's a deliberate enemy because they are focused on one thing and one thing alone, which is obviously what corporate America is really focused on, which is their bottom line. And I do understand that if I owned Facebook, I'd probably be thinking the same way, because they're giving away a lot of streaming bandwidth and a lot of storage space for all these people that are running Facebook shows that they're not paying a dime for to be on Facebook Live. So I do get that. I really do get that. But it's something that when you understand how they're working, and you got a show where you don't get paid for, as this show is, and you do it as an entertainment product and an informational product, not only entertainment, informational, because I have some really credible guests coming on, and I respect the integrity of what they're talking about. So it's an informational program, but still, if I spend revenue on the program itself, It's money that I'm just spending for no real purpose except to get the program marketed to more people. But I don't intend to go commercial with this product. So to spend money to more commercialize it, to hit what goal? The only goal I've got is to entertain the people or inform the people that are interested in the guest on the show. My interest is not to make cash flow on this product. So to have a cash expenditure for no attempt to have a cash flow in seems to make no sense at all. So that's why I really don't intend to spend money on Facebook. And if they want me to spend money to have the viewership stay consistent, it's something I can't afford to do because there's no end satisfaction to being able to pay for the money that's going out, to have money coming in to balance that checkbook out. So it's just the way it is. Let's see, Facebook steals our personal information and sells it to advertisers. I don't feel bad for them. Autumn, it's true. It really is. It really is a sad way that human beings treat each other. And it really is that there's, with very few exceptions, I mean, I got our new dog, Wilford, from an animal rescue. And obviously, now they do have a commercial part of that as well, as when you go to get your dog and adopt a dog from the animal rescue, they do charge you. It's not free. Wilford costs $250. But they need that money because obviously they feed this dog, they feed other dogs, so you don't mind paying that cash. But when you start looking at, so corporate America in general, beyond like the animal rescues and volunteer places, is pretty cutthroat. It really is. I mean, human to human contact is, it's funny, you can say it this way. You can use a phrase similar to dogs. It's a dog-eat-dog world. And if you ever watched Cheers, that TV show with Cheers, remember Norm would walk in and he would give out one of his funny one-liners before the show started. His thing is, he said, Sam asked Norm how he's doing, and Norm says it's a dog-eat-dog world and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear, which is the way it is. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and every human being is wearing milk-bone underwear because they're all part of the bottom line product that we all have to participate in to be able to survive in 2019's human-to-human marketplace. That's what it is. So Facebook is doing that, but the problem is when you got a guy who's doing a show for entertainment and informational purposes with no goal to turn it into a profit center or even a break-even point. I can't afford to spend the money to promote the show and boost the show when that output of money would never be coming back in. And I don't intend to do like a GoFundMe campaign or anything like that, because I don't feel like asking you guys for money to fund the show and make the show grow. I don't feel like doing that. It feels like I'm just not that type of guy. So I'm not going to go and do a GoFundMe or something like that so that you guys who are watching the show right now, like Autumn and Curtis, can then say, okay, Dave, we're going to donate to you. I'm not going to do a subscription service like Heather does at $4.99 a month. I just don't feel like doing that. I mean, could I do it? And would you guys subscribe? Maybe, but I don't feel like being a guy that's saying, here's a product, pay for it. I just don't feel like doing that because I got a day job and I make pretty decent amount of money doing that. I don't feel like turning this into another thing, which is a commercial venture of Dave Darren to try to propel a career in radio or in extraterrestrial products. I just don't feel like doing that, so I'm not going to do it. So I'm not going to beg for money so that I can then use that money that I begged for. But at least if I did it, I would be honest about it and I would use it to boost the show, so that the amount of viewers of the show would go up, so that when we get a good quality guest, like maybe even a George Knapp to come on, because they see significant amount of listeners to a George Knapp product, it would seem like that would be a good investment. But I'm not going to come and ask you guys to invest in this product. I'm really not going to do that. It's not my goal. Now that is all I got, so now I better get out of here. And how do I do that on InStream? I want to end the stream, but I want to end it with my video. And I think I figured out how to do it. Okay, so guys, that's all I got for now. I shall talk to you on Sunday. But when I talk to you on Sunday, the show will be on YouTube. I'm not going to do it on Facebook anymore. Facebook to me is something that is non-purposeful for doing videos any longer. Cheers, guys.
Do you know the Dave Darren Show? He used to be on terrestrial radio, but he got fired.
Here comes the boss fella now.
Dave Darren.